Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Red Mic. Yeah, Facebook is still doing the spinny thing, so I apologize. Good morning and welcome to the Red Mic. These Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons I've picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message: pop culture is doing it to me again. I saw a post on LinkedIn. No idea how old it was. I mean, I don't understand LinkedIn's algorithm because years going along and then boom, you see a post that somebody posted 6 months ago. So you got to be careful about responding to something. You don't know if it's actually going to be something that is current or not. So I didn't even look to see how old this was, but it was an interesting graphic. And me being a pop culture guy, of course, Miley Cyrus popped in my head when I saw it. Not my fault. You've heard me mention I've got two kids, both grown now. Um, so the Miley Cyrus thing just happened, right? Well, what was this graphic? It was a picture. It was a big red wrecking ball, right? And the caption was "Company Culture Wrecking Ball, Wrecking Balls," and it had all these things mentioned. So I thought, sounds like I read through them. I was like, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. So yeah, let's talk about it. And of course, the whole time I'm writing up my notes for this, that stupid song starts playing in my head. It came in like a wrecking ball, and I don't like Miley Cyrus. In fact, several years ago, I actually made a joke. Um, my older kid um, went through this phase. Well, not actually a phase, still does it now. If you've ever watched Big Bang, Leonard will say, "Okay, here's the thing," or "Fun fact." Um, so DJ said, "Fun fact about female sloths when they're ready to mate," and just off the top of my head, I said they become sluthy, and he laughed uncontrollably for several minutes. Um, then after DJ's laughter stopped, I asked him, uh, "Okay, what's the actual punchline to your fun fact?" They said, "Oh, they will hang from a branch and scream loudly and uncontrollably for several minutes." And I said, "Oh, so like Miley Cyrus again." Countless minutes of laughter. So all of these thoughts, of course, went through my head as I'm writing my notes for today's Red Mike message. So I came in like a wrecking ball. What are the wrecking balls in the workplace? What are the wrecking balls in your life? These are the things that can just very quickly and silently blow up or wreck teamwork, trust, productivity. They can start small, come in as little, trickle of water in the dam, or they can just boom, like Miley riding in on that wrecking ball. There's a visual image for 6:25 in the morning, huh? Um, these cultural wrecking balls through your workplace or your life, they're destructive, they're messy, um, but we get to decide whether we rebuild from that or you just let the pieces lay broken, right? The first thing dangling off that chain is lack of communication. If you're not communicating well, it's like running a play without knowing the snap count. You got to pay really close attention to when that ball moves. Otherwise, there's chaos, confusion, frustration. But if you're communicating well, missteps are avoidable. So make sure you talk, make sure you listen, make sure you clarify what you're talking about. Let people know, right? Um, Micromanagement, huge morale killer. If you don't trust your people to handle the ball, then why are they on your team? If you trust them, it's going to build autonomy. Autonomy breeds success. Had a success story like that. Was running some numbers. Um, Lady on our team filling in one area and just knocked. It came in for a little less than 3 hours and just completely knocked the cover off the ball. Um, I'm actually going to be sending out a big attaboy email later today to everybody on my staff saying, hey, you want to see, look at this. Relatively new, been here, just a few months and came in and just boom, blew it up, but in a good way, right? So that doesn't happen unless we trust her, right? We didn't micromanage her. We said, go, you're trained, go do this. And we showed her that we trusted her. We showed her that we believed in her, and we let her go. And we weren't looking over her shoulder the whole time. And she came in and she just blew it up in a very good way, right? So, what does that lead to? Growth opportunities, right? If there is a lack of growth opportunities in your organization, that's a wrecking ball too. Stagnation is going to poison your culture. It's going to poison every water source in the place, right? If you're not planting seeds for growth among your staff, um, the garden's either going to die or it's going to migrate somewhere else, right? You're going to lose people. So give them an opportunity to grow. Negativity and gossip are wrecking balls too. The whispers in the hallway, or people in one department saying, well, I don't know why they get to do this and I don't know why they get to do that. Why? Because we trust them to do their jobs. We're not looking over their shoulder the whole time. Did you hear about so and so? Yeah. That toxic. It's not middle school, okay? It's a workplace. Leave the gossip and crap behind, okay? Just trust me. It's not worth it. You're gonna if you allow negativity and gossip to fester, it's division and mistrust. It's just not going to work. Okay. Blame culture. Um, who are we going to blame? Something went wrong. Whose fault is it? Come on. We all win together. We all lose together. Pointing fingers doesn't fix problems. It creates fear. And managing through fear and intimidation, yeah, you've heard me say it before. You're going to get short-term success, but in the long term, you're going to have a team that ultimately is messed up, broken, dysfunctional. And remember also, when you're pointing a finger, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you, right? See that visual? Okay. So when you point fingers, 3 fingers are pointing at you. What does that tell you about you, right? Favoritism, another wrecking ball. Don't play favorites. Treat everybody evenly. If someone is coming in and crushing it and doing great, of course you're going to praise them. Of course you're going to tell everybody else this is how it's done. That's not playing favorites. Playing favorites is you hand out promotions and rewards and attaboys just because you like somebody, just because they make you laugh, or you remember the same bands and presidents and stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about. That is favoritism, right? It's not favoritism to reward high performers, right? It's favoritism to reward people for seemingly no other reason than he seems like a nice guy, What movie reference was that? Any idea? Anyone? Overboard, Goldie Hawn, trust me. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. He likes you and he seems like a nice guy. Anyway, sorry, pop culture. Lack of recognition and feedback, another big wrecking ball. It's like running the game or the play of your life and nobody noticed. So say thank you. Tell your staff that you see their accomplishments, you see their hard work, you see their effort. It matters. It really does. Short-term focus with no long-range plan. You ever seen a team They're up by a couple of touchdowns, and then they blow that lead because they forget that they actually have to play 4 quarters. I think 4 quarters, right? It's a whole game. If you don't have a long term, long range plan, how are you going to get to the end of the game? Companies do it all the time. Prioritize the future. Keep an eye on the present, but prioritize the future, because if there's no future, what's the point? Last but not least, ego driven decision making. If you're the boss, if you're in charge and you think the best ideas are always your ideas, you are not leading, you're dictating. It's like the old sitcom trope where, the lady in the meeting says, "Hey, what about if we do this, this, and this?" And the boss says, "No, no, 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 no." And then he goes, "Wait a minute. What if we do this, this, and this?" And he basically parrots back everything that the lady just said. And now all of a sudden the yes men in the room are like, "Oh, that's a great idea, boss," right? So, ego driven decision making. If someone else has a better idea, give them credit for it. Run with it. Again, if you think the best ideas are yours, you are not leading, you are dictating. So stop doing it. So I hope that Miley Cyrus is an earworm in your head right now. I really do. There's another line in that song, and I actually had to look up the lyrics. I don't know the lyrics. The only thing in that song that I know is the chorus. I came in like a wrecking ball. Anyway, so there's a line in the song that's appropriate. All I wanted was to break your walls. When those wrecking balls are attached to people, that's what they want. They want chaos. They want distrust. They want discord. They want disharmony. They want all the dis words happening in your team, in your organization. Some reason in their twisted, thick skulls, they think, hey, if I mess things up, it's going to make me look better by comparison. Nah, I don't believe that. Never have. And if the people in your organization can't see that, you're actually running a good ship, a tight ship, next time you're in port, find another ship. I'm just truth to power right there. Don't let these wrecking balls blow you up. Don't let it break down your walls. Keep things going. Keep your team strong. Keep your personal dynamics strong. Avoid these company culture wrecking balls. Again, they are killers of teamwork, trust, and productivity. And they can destroy even the strongest foundations. Don't let them. Turn off Miley Cyrus. That's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting. You know what I just realized? I had the red mic on. I just didn't pull it into the camera frame. So there you go. Red mic. Red mic. Red mic. It's too early. I love you guys. I appreciate you being here. Please give me a like, a follow, and a share. I'll see you again tomorrow. And don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon.